Hey guys, it's been a few weeks, so I thought I had better get a tutorial ready today. And with Memorial Day coming up, oh I don't know, in about 10 days, and the 4th of July coming up, thought I would do something patriotic, simple. And this is an example. It's about a little bit past 5 inch. I mean, it's really a 5-inch bow. The spikes here kind of go a little past 5 inches, but anyway, and it just has the flat part on the back. And I did bling it up a little bit with the rhinestone embellishments on the spikes. So basically what we're going to do, it's just a 4 spikes, or 4 on each side, and then just a bow in the middle, and then you can dress it up however you want. If you want to just leave it simple, or if you want to put the rhinestones, and the one we're going to do, I'm going to use a bottle cap in the middle, but if you just want to put a knot in the middle, that works too. And this one is our giveaway bow. I'm going to do a giveaway for this one. So I'd say it's about a medium-sized bow. Now I did a similar tutorial sometime last year, but I used the 7/8 inch with the little spike stack, and I think I only used 3. I mean, you can just use 3, but we're going to use 4 here. And all of this is 1.5 inches in width. Okay. I think a lot of times with the spikes, people tend to use the 7/8, but we're going to use 1.5 inches this time. And most all of my cute patriotic ribbon in the 1.5 inch comes from Oh My Gosh Goodies. Okay, so supplies, needle and thread, or however you whatever you use to do your centers. And then I have 4 spikes here. These are actually 6 inches long. This was 5.5, but I thought it was a little short, so in this one I'm going to use 6 inch. And then for our bow, this is 25 inches. Okay, and we're just doing a basic boutique bow. Okay. And then of course I've got my bottle cap. I'm going to use the smaller clip here. I'm going to use a lighter, then I've got my scissors and my glue gun. I think that's about it. I'm not going to actually do the rhinestones on this one, or I may add them later. It just depends, but I can, kind of go over how to do that. Alright, and then just to get started, I'm sure most everyone knows how to do the V-cuts, but I just have both of these together. And you just fold them and snip. And then just heat seal. Alright. And I'm doing the spikes a little different than some of the other tutorials I've done. Very simple. Alright, so you just kind of lay one down wherever. Okay. And you can kind of, if you hear the dogs in the background, just ignore. They're begging for bones. Alright, you want to line up your corners. And like I said, if you want to just do 3 spikes, you can certainly do that. Okay, and so that's it. It's just kind of in a swirl. Okay, and that's it. Alright, you want to make sure, especially with these, that your corners are lined up. And I think using the 1.5-inch ribbon, excuse me a minute while I get my dogs a bone. If you use the 1.5 inch, sometimes I think it fills it up quicker, and it's, you know, maybe a little easier to work with. It just depends, whatever your preference is. Okay, now as far as creasing in the middle, gosh, there are so many different ways to do it. I'm just going to do a quick 3-fold crease. You can certainly, you know, get your salon clip and, you know, do it that way, or whatever suits you. I've gone over a couple different ways, but you know, it's actually pretty easy with just 4. So I'm just gonna do a 3-fold crease like this. Okay, and just kind of make sure, you know, that it looks something like that. Okay, and then get my thread and needle here. Push my needle through. And then of course, you know, with this, making sure that you're in the center is going to be real important. Oh, Brownie, hush. Okay. And then you just want to go around. Okay. And then before you tie it off, you just want to make sure. And then you want to tie it off in the back. Okay. And it comes out, you know, looking pretty good. And like I said, this isn't like a hard row of spikes where you have 11 spikes or whatever. You know, this is just a simple 2-layer stacked bow. And you can certainly add feathers, and you can add tulle and that kind of stuff. You know, you can do 2 of these and make pigtails. And you can use 7/8 ribbon. If you are going to use 7/8 ribbon to make smaller, I do have a tutorial, but like, you know how we use 6-inch spikes here, you could just use like 4.5 or 5 with the 7/8 ribbon. Okay, so real quick, what I'm going to do is just lay this on a piece of cardboard and stiffen it up a little bit. And I'm going to put this in front of my fan and wait for it to dry. Okay, and while it's drying, we're just going to make a simple boutique bow. Now, you can, this is your preference, but again, you know, simplicity here is what I'm going for. If you want to just do the single one, you can. If you want like a backing ribbon, you know, to have that back part, you know, you can do that. But, you know, like I said, again, my idea here was just to do a simple one. Okay. Alright, so let me just cut this little part off. And this is, like I said, this was cut to 25 inches long. And I'm just making a simple twisted boutique. You can certainly do the figure 8 method with this, you know, whatever floats your boat. Okay. my fourth. Alright, and I always like to just put it in the salon clip to make sure of the symmetry of my loops. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew it in the middle. I always stick my thread in first, and I'm going to go ahead and do the 3-fold crease. You can certainly crease it any way you like. I've gone over a few different methods. Alright, there's my crease. Go around a few times. Now, you can certainly stiffen this one too if you want to. That's totally up to you. Okay. And also for the center, you may need, just like I'm just going to get some, this is actually 1/4 of an inch grosgrain ribbon just to go around the center because we're going to put our cap. Okay, now let me see if my spikes are dry. Alright, good enough. Love that little table fan. Alright, now what I'm going to do just very quickly is glue these together. You just kind of want to go and put a very small dot of glue. And you know, if you don't want to glue them together, that's fine too. Doesn't take but a second. And my dog sounds like he's dying in the background. That's Brownie. He's my most verbal. He's throwing a fit because I'm not paying attention to him. Shh. Alright, 2 more. Okay, so that's, you know, your spikes. Looks like I was off center just a little bit, and that's why it's so important to get right in the center. Okay. Now, if you want to put a base bow, that's fine. Anything you want to add to it, if you want to put feathers, if you want to put tulle. But again, you know, the simplicity is what I was going for, as I've said. Alright, so I'm just basically going to glue my top bow on. Now, if you were going to do the rhinestones, you would, you know, I would do the rhinestones before I put the bow on, but that's up to you. Now, see, this is with the 6-inch spikes, and I like that a little bit better compared to the 5.5 because you can see them a little bit better. And like I said, I'm not going to add the rhinestones to this one, but it's up to you if you want to do it. Okay, and then whatever hardware you choose to put, I'll probably put a clip in a second, but I forgot it, so I'm just going to put this around the center so we can put our cap on. Now, I'll leave the link to the store that I get my buttons from. I think it's called Buttons and Bows on Etsy. I'll just add my clip in a minute. Alright. The good thing with these spiked bows, you know, you can make them as fancy as you want and add so much to it, or you can just do something simple like this. Okay, and then our last let's see what I do. Oh, E6000, here we go. Now to enter the drawing, those of you who have done it before, you just leave a comment and I will pick a winner. Let's say June 1st. June 1st, I'm going to pick a winner, and that's June 1st, 2017. And that person has 5 days to get in touch with me. And if that person doesn't get in touch with me within the 5 days, say by June 6th, let's say by June 6th, or June 5th, because I'll be out of town. June 5th, then I'll have to pick somebody else. And there you go. See the little bottle cap says red and white cutie. Okay, and the ribbon says American Cutie. And again, you know, you can put the rhinestones, you know, there's so much you can do, but you can also just leave it simple like this. Okay, so hopefully that'll give y'all some ideas. I know these aren't like new bows or anything, you know, a lot of people do the spike tutorials and the twisted boutique, but you know, if this gives you a new idea, then that helps. Alright, so if you want to enter to win this bow, just leave me a comment below, and I'll leave the links to, you know, where to get the little buttons. And those are not, they're not bottle caps. Hush! They are actual buttons that have the flat part on the back. They don't have the little pins or whatever, and they fit perfect in the cameos and the bottle caps. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully I'll get another tutorial up soon. Thanks, guys.